Hello everyone! Welcome back to another art study time-lapse video. I asked my friends to send me pics of them to practice my illustration skills, so they sent me their beautiful faces. And I got super excited thinking that I could definitely do this all in one day. I was very wrong. Now I have like 8 photos sent to me, so this is going to be part 1 of 2. Otherwise, the video is just gonna be way too long, and I know 20 minutes is a little overkill. These art studies will show you basically my entire process in hyperlapse. And my whole goal with doing these particular art studies of drawing my friends is 1, to experiment changing my process of drawing the background first and then the subject. 2, I wanted to embrace being messy and imperfect. And 3, I just really wanted to improve my speed. Like I said, I wanted to change up my process. Usually I will sketch my subject first, but this time I will be drawing my background first. And honestly, most of the time I do neglect the background and I really focus on illustrating the person. That's kind of what I enjoy the most, is drawing characters. I was actually so happy when Navin sent this because one of his cat in the background, Lily, because he is covering his face. I love drawing hands. And honestly, I don't usually draw male subjects too often. I like to draw female subjects. So having my friends submit photos of them is really helpful because I can practice the male face. And I spent about an hour working on this piece. Maybe less too, actually. I really put myself in a time constraint so that I wouldn't keep working on it like for too long. I find that when I don't have a time constraint, I'm tweaking the piece so much and trying to make it so perfect that of course I'm never going to be happy with my piece. I feel like that's every artist. And so having the time constraint really helped me just let the piece be. I mean, I talked about this in my previous videos, so you know, it's okay to let the piece be just what it is. Sometimes I don't know if my non-art friends know what it is I'm trying to do when I illustrate, because I guess for non-artist people, you see that I draw from reference and it looks nothing like the photo. But this is like me trying to develop my art style. I'm not super into realism. I don't want it to look exactly like the subject, but I want it to look similar enough. And I think that's what I really like about illustration, is that you get to draw a subject in a different light and you get to see it in a different point of view, the way the artist wants to present. And I think that's really cool. That's what I really love about illustration. I wanted to share this just normal speed video just to show you how long it actually takes for me. I don't move that fast. But this is the end piece and I just love it so much, honestly. Look at the cat, so cute. Okay, so here's another piece. As you can see, I start with the background first, and then I start with a really rough sketch. I always need guidelines. I'm still not good enough to just draw someone without the guidelines. That'll be definitely one of my goals. I start with the rough sketch and then I work on usually the final line art, but in this case of the study, I tried to make sure I just did a rough sketch and then a final sketch, and that sketch will be what I'm going to be coloring in. Usually I'll do like maybe 3 or 4 layers of just sketching to outline to get it to be what I want it to be. But again, I put myself on a time constraint, so I would just do the 2 sketches and start coloring from there. This is my friend Fari. He is actually a poet. He has a book out, so if you're interested in poetry, go buy his book. Honestly, it'll bring you to tears and a roller coaster of emotions. After I get my sketch done, I usually block out my colors. So when I block it out, I start using the lasso tool to just place my colors in and just lay flat colors to get the gist of the piece, basically. I didn't use the lasso tool before, and I used to hate it because I'm like, I want to physically rub and color as if it was paper, but honestly, it's such a time saver. I am a new person. I actually used to be roommates with Fari, and we've known each other for a really long time. And this is not the first time I've drawn him. I'm pretty sure I've drawn him in stick figure form. I've tried drawing for his book cover. He's just one of those people I love drawing because he's such a character, you know. Like, he is an anime character, but in real life. So after I finish blocking, I start doing shading in all of the colors that I blocked and some highlighting as well. I tried to do this super quick and obviously imperfect. And I start drawing the hair as well. I love drawing hair. And I hardly draw people with beards, so thank you so much for sending me your beautiful face so I could practice drawing beards. This piece actually took about an hour, which I'm pretty shocked over. I think it's good to just I don't know how else to explain it other than just letting things be imperfect, and at the end of it all, it all comes together nicely. I'm shocked. Usually I take so long without the time constraint, and I feel like that's really maybe self-limiting to myself, since I just keep tweaking non-stop, but I'm not, taking any lesson from it. But I think with this, I'm taking a lot of lessons, like with lighting, the color choices, and kind of like stylizing things, because when you're in a time constraint, there is no way I can draw every petal on that headband. You know what I mean? And this is a finished piece. I love putting it side by side, just to compare it. But honestly, I loved it. Here's the next one, and was really super fun to make, only because, well, it's Kella. I've always actually wanted to draw her. I really wish she sent me a photo of her with her pink hair, but she sent me a photo of her in this beautiful sunset or sunrise. This picture is so wholesome. She's so cute in this photo, and I'm in love with her puffer jacket. I actually met Kella through a friend, Miss Groggy Al herself. She introduced me to Kella in one of our markets that we've done together, and we've done a few markets together actually. I always like seeing her at the markets because it's so nice to see someone you know, and just to chat each other up. She is such a kind soul. It was so nice to have her at the markets because she's so supportive and uplifting. It's nice to know people like her exist. This one took about 45 minutes. It was a lot faster. Like I said, I am way used to drawing the female subject versus the male, so it does take me, I feel like, a little longer when I'm drawing male faces. I feel like that excuse doesn't make sense because fundamentally it's the same thing. But I probably just psych myself out when I have to draw a guy. I'm just like, oh god, I hope I can do this. But yeah, you can see my process is throughout the last 3 pieces I just made have been the same and successful in that sense. I think it makes a lot more sense to actually draw the background first. I just want to let you know, while I was drawing this, I had really bad posture. Most of the time I really have terrible posture. I think it's hard to draw in such a little screen. It's about a 10-inch, but I mean, it's does the job for me, only because it's so portable. But hopefully one day I can actually afford to get, I don't know, a bigger screen. I don't know if I will stick with Procreate or if I will jump ship, because I really would prefer to have a bigger screen and honestly fix my posture. If I'm gonna do this for the long run, I really should probably take care of that. As much as I really like color blocking because it's so simple and easy, I think my favorite part is adding the final outlines and the little details to really make the piece pop. It's probably my favorite part. And honestly, highlighting there. I just love adding highlights. So fun. Oh, this is so cute. So cute. I love it. Okay, here's the last one for part 1. This is one of my ICU friends from the hospital. Michaela is honestly such a kind soul. I don't know how I meet these people. But with Michaela, we are literally trauma bonded this one. We went through the shitstorm of COVID together. And just like any, I guess, nursing friends you make, especially if you work together for a while, you make kind of like these life long-lasting bonds with them. They literally know everything about your life. Sometimes, like, not even the minute details, like if I have a brother or a sister, but just they know so much about you and your experience because they're literally going through the same thing. But yeah, she is just a blessing. Like, I loved talking to her about anything and everything when we were going through it in the ICU. I don't know how, but she always knows what to say. And I'm honestly so glad she didn't send me this photo. She was just like, hey, just pick any photo from my Instagram. And I chose this one because I hardly ever see this girl in her human clothes, and I chose this one because I was like, girl, look at them thighs. I need to draw them. And I also like really loved her background, like the Vans. Like she looks so cool in this photo. I really wanted to just draw this one. I guess I should explain what I mean when I say human clothes. I just mean like civilian clothes because we're always in scrubs. And honestly, when you see your coworkers outside of work in just regular clothing, they look completely different. That I always point out. I'm like, oh my god, you look human for once. Anyway, as this video comes to a close, as I'm finishing this piece, I can already see a lot of my improvement, especially with some of the older commissions I did for some friends. I'm really happy about that because I really improved on making backgrounds, adding shadows, adding highlights and blending skin really well. I feel like it improved a lot on anatomy too. And because this is part 1, I'm pretty excited to do part 2. I'll probably focus on improving different aspects, but I'll have to see what it is I can do. But this is the end, and I really hope you had a good time. I'll definitely try to make it a little bit shorter. I know this is so long, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this video. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you want to see more of me, I am on Instagram a little bit more frequently than I am on YouTube. So yeah, see you guys next time.